have a first warning weather alert for some hazardous travel conditions overnight. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories beginning at midnight across western Mass. And looking out from our Monarch Skycam, there are actually some snowflakes flying, and it looks like that is just going to become a bit more intense very soon over the area. Right now, it's just some flurries or very light snow falling in Springfield, but we have some seriously heavy precipitation on the way. Now, this is an unusual view. I don't usually show you this map, but this is the water vapor imagery. All of the blue showing some very high levels of moisture, and then the brownish color back here is the dry air coming into the storm. This is a front-loaded storm. All of the moisture is kind of out ahead of the area of low pressure, so we get hit with the heavy stuff first, and then through much of Monday, we're not going to see a lot. We're going to have some scattered rain and snow showers into the afternoon. The bulk of the storm system is going to be from now through about 10 or 11 a.m. tomorrow. And by that point, this line here of heavy precip is going to be north of our area. So we have to wait till that gets here. That'll be the heavy stuff. Overnight tonight, we could see some pretty intense snow falling, especially in the hills. We'll have some moderate to heavy snow at times in the valley as well, but a changeover to rain is expected to happen before sunrise, and that's going to wash away a lot of the snow that we see overnight. So tomorrow morning, the valley is going to be raining. It'll be snow, but temperatures hovering around or slightly above freezing. So it will start off as like a dry, fluffy snow and then turn over to a wetter, heavier snow toward the tail end of the system. And even by 8, 9, a lot of the roading and changing over to at least a mix of rain and snow. Charlotte at 40 degrees, you might still have some sleet falling or even a couple of rain showers. Then in the afternoon, some scattered snow, and that's really about it. So your snowfall forecast for here in western Mass, we're expecting 1 to 3 inches in the lower valley, 3 to 6 inches farther north into Franklin County, 4 to 8 inches getting into the hill towns and Berkshires. But once you get the high elevation slopes here, the eastern slopes, 8 to 12 inches is expected with the potential of up to 15 in some of the highest terrain. This storm also expected to produce quite a bit of wind across the area, with those wind gusts maxing out early tomorrow morning. For more on that threat across all of southern New England, we'll head over to meteorologist Zach Dufresne. Zach, what can you tell us about that threat for not only wind but flooding?
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Yeah, it's a big storm with many threats. I'm actually going to kind of turn this way for a second. I think that will work. You see, until 10 o'clock in the morning, we have winds gusting possibly 50 to 65 miles per hour, especially over Cape Cod, down towards Rhode Island. Luckily here, not as strong, but that's also where the coastal flooding threat is. Since the winds are on the southeast or south-southeast, it's pushing all the water into Long Island, Connecticut, Boston Shore, Boston Harbor, Providence. So for those that have friends or family along the coast, this could be a big issue with some minor to possibly moderate, even major coastal flooding in Connecticut, minor to moderate flooding towards the Boston Harbor, Providence as well, with those gusty winds. I think the high tide is between about 5 and 9 in the morning, so that's the biggest threat for the coastal flooding threat. The winds gusting really from like 4 a.m. to 8, 9 in the morning. Then the winds subside. So it's like a 4-hour period of intense weather with the snow, with the rain, with the wind, the coastal flooding. And then, like Janice said, by late morning, most of the stuff is over. Just some late scattered showers and some snow showers and some breezy conditions with it dropping temperatures. We'll talk about the temperatures. We're going to talk about the extended forecast and look at the rest of Monday's forecast with Jana right now. Jana, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. Yeah, tomorrow morning is when we'll get the worst of the wind. Some of those wind gusts could top 40 or 50 miles an hour here in western Mass. And like Zach mentioned earlier, there is a threat for power outages, but it's actually pretty low in our area, the highest in the Berkshires. As far as flooding goes, we can see some poor drainage flooding just because of the heavy rain that we're expecting in the morning and the snow melt. We do still have a lot of snow out there on the ground, even here into the lower valley. And it's a very icy snow right now, too. So if it's covering drains, it's going to be difficult for that water to kind of run off. Plus, the ground is frozen, which kind of increases runoff anyway. So it might be a little soggy out there in the morning. Keep that in mind for your morning commute. The afternoon, it shouldn't be a problem. Snow, of course, is the biggest concern with this system, and Berkshires are going to get a healthy snowstorm. Like I said, a foot, possibly even more, across some of the highest elevations. Then there's also a concern for some black ice for tomorrow night, as temperatures Monday night start dropping back below freezing. Even though it'll be kind of windy throughout the day, it will help some of that drying process. There's a lot of moisture out there, and it could lead to some icy conditions. So your Monday planner, it's just going to be wet throughout the morning, breezy with temperatures warming into the low 40s early. Then temps will start dropping into the afternoon. A rain or snow shower expected through tomorrow evening with little to no additional accumulation. Then it gets cold. Futurecast wind chills for Monday night, single digits to teens by Tuesday morning. We're talking single digits both above and below zero as everyone heads back to work and school. Tuesday will be a cold but quiet weather day. Wednesday, some clouds and maybe a few rain and snow showers Wednesday night. We get hit with another shot of cold air to end the week, and over the weekend, keeping an eye on another potential coastal storm. For now, Matt, back to you.
All right, Jan, just